Many people of Nigerian heritage now at the heart of British life. A speech by His Majesty the King Charles told at the State Banquet in honor of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and First Lady Ms. Oluremi Tinubu Wednesday, 18th March 2026. Your Excellency, Mr. President and distinguished First Lady, Ikabo, Shedadani, greetings, I hope you are well. My wife and I are delighted to welcome you to the Windsor Castle here on this occasion. We are most grateful to you for traveling during this holy month, which I acknowledge is no small sacrifice. And so it's my particular pleasure to wish you, Mr. President, peace, blessings, and abundance of joy. Ramadan Mubarak. During my most recent visit to Nigeria in 2018, when I was fortunate enough to be able to spend some time with your highly respected traditional rulers, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Oni of Ife, the Obi of Onitsha, the Olu of Warri, and the Emir of Kano. It was self-evident that while the warmth of Nigerian welcome remains constant, the country itself is transforming at a remarkable pace. Nigerians haven't merely changed, it has arrived. Yours is now a nation of over 230 million people, half of whom are under 18, with the energy, ingenuity, ambition, and resolve to address great challenge of our age. We in the United Kingdom are blessed that so many people of Nigerian heritage haven't chosen British as their home and now at the heart of British life through excelling at the highest level of business, technology, academia, law, science, sport, literature, and the art and public services. I've met so many of these quiet heroes in our school, businesses, National Health Service, and universities, including countless young people who have flourished through the work of my king's trust over the last 50 years. Only last week, I was delighted to host a rather lively group of them for a jollof and tea party at St. James Palace. I was firmly assured that the jollof was only the best. Nigerian, of course, or perhaps Ghanaians or Sinhalese. Diplomatically, I cannot remember. But who could have imagined that when I first visited Nigeria 36 years ago today, so many of those I might have met would have gone on to have such an impact in United Kingdom, from Afrobeat feelings, our concert halls, and Nollywood captivating our screen, to stars competing in our Premier League and educating our highest courts. So much of Britain culture is, in truth, profoundly enriched by Nigerians. Whether they are Nigerian who have chosen British as their adopted place to invest, trade, or study, or Briton who cherish their personal connection to Nigeria, they all represent a living bridge of over 500,000 people who connect our nations, Mr. President, and help make our culture richer and our shared security stronger and our economies more prosperous. We are profound that so many great examples of this living bridge join us this evening. As the connection between our nation deepens every day, so too do economic ties. Your visit has provided the opportunity to celebrate the fact that Nigeria is investing in British future as much as British is investing in Nigerian. Leading Nigerian banks have chosen to cities of London as global base. Example of the best Nigerian company has been listed on London Stock Exchange, and UK Export Finance is supporting investment in Nigerian ports. In education, British schools and universities are opening their doors in Nigeria, and British and Nigerian technology companies are forming ever closer partnership. I was pleased to see that Nigerian visitors from Nigeria spent 170 million pounds in British in 2024 and 251,000 people from British traveled to Nigeria and spent just as much in return. In January of this year, Nigeria became the United Kingdom's biggest export market in Africa. And whilst I hear that in Nigeria, the phrase made in UK has always symbolized the highest quality. It evidently now has the distinctively Nigerian flavor. The friendship between our two countries, Mr. President, is a partnership of equal that has brought us both enormous benefit. It has been described to me as a deeply spiritual connection beyond churches and mosques, a deep bond through which we have strengthened our shared security, ensured our economies are more prosperous, and empower each other to believe in a more hopeful future. The many dynamic connections between our two nations have deep roots, and yet I do not pretend that those roots are without a shadow. They are chapters in our shared history that I know have left some painful mark. I do not seek to offer words that dissolve the past, for no words can. But I do believe, as I know you believe, Mr. President, that history is not merely a record of what was done to us. It is a lesson in how we go forward together to continue building a future rooted in hope and growth for all, and worthy of those who bore the pain of the past. This afternoon, in another part of the castle, Mr. President, you and I witnessed one such example of how we are learning from one another when we met leaders of the British Christian and Muslim community. The gathering was a deeply meaningful symbol of what Nigeria has long shown the people of different faiths can do and must live alongside one another in peace and harmony and in shared purpose. It was also a timely reminder of the importance of standing with you and in us strengthening your quick reaction forces, or in providing food, nutrition, and protection service in northern Nigeria when challenges disturb the age-old balance between these communities. Your nation, Mr. President, is an economic powerhouse, a cultural force, an influential diplomatic voice from a continent that is playing an increasingly important role in the world. In a vastly interconnected global environment, one that is changing at unimaginable speed, that leadership brings responsibility and opportunity. I heed the Yoruba wisdom, and forgive me if I say it in English, that rain does not fall on one roof alone. As you observe so absolutely before the Commonwealth heads of government meeting in Samoa in 2024, if we didn't have this global alliance of 56 member states, 2.17 billion people, and a combined GDP forecast soon to surpass 20 trillion US dollars, there would be a need to create one. I believe firmly that when rain clouds gather, we can tighten the grip of friendship between us, and in so doing, reinforce the central role of the Commonwealth in our shared future. As the world changes, these are lessons we must heed now more than ever. The Hausa saying goes, when the music changes, so does the dance. We can learn from Nigeria and the best of the UK and Nigerian partnership and harness the advantage that comes from our common language, a similar legal system, and the web of cultural ties and spiritual connection that provides such deep trust between us, and look to the future and learn new dance steps together. Mr. President, you have spoken in particular of the importance of expanding intra-Commonwealth trade by creating shared standard, regulatory and digital alignment, and removing barriers that deter investment. As the UK and Nigeria enhance trade and investment partnership is just such as example so that our economy can grow in harmony with nature and create the millions of jobs our citizens need. So as we look towards CHOGM this year, I hope far from being past. It's time we can demonstrate that the Commonwealth time has come. As you so rightly said, in achieving that, my wife and I, we gain strength from seeing Nigerian take her rightful place at the heart of the Commonwealth, and so standing alongside you as a friend who believes the future is best when built together. As the Igbo says, knowledge is never complete. Complete two heads are better than one. So I close, Mr. President, in anticipation of El Fitr in Nigeria and across the world. I can only wish you and the millions of Muslims in our country El Mubarak. And in doing so, let me propose a toast to the president and the people of Nigeria. Niger no dey carry last, says King Charles III.